Good morning, and welcome to the Morning Report. My name is Willie Lawson. The Morning Report is production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. It is Thursday morning. I want to thank all the people who have been, watching the channel and sharing the channel and commenting in the channel. We appreciate it. We really do. It has been a long, hard road, but we don't see any reason at this point. We don't see any reason to stop. We're just going to continue moving forward because that's what we do. All right. Remind me at the end of the program today. I want to mention a couple of really good friends of mine. Remind me. So watch to the end of the program. I need to mention some really good friends of mine and what I need you to do for them. So remind me. All right. Last night, apparently on CNN. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, because we cut the cable, so to speak, and we only stream things now. I don't even know how to watch CNN on my TV. I don't even know how to do it. We watched some Hulu, I guess. We discontinued Hulu, so we weren't watching it. And we can find a lot of the same things on Friendly. So for those of you who are cable cutters and streamers, to get your television entertainment. And the only really mitigating factor to what things we subscribe to is, can we watch the Buccaneers? Can we see some Lightning games? Can we see some Tampa Bay Rays? That's how we decide. I know, it seems crazy, right? But that's how we decide. Not if we can watch Fox News or we can watch CNN or MSNBC. I don't even know how to watch CNN. I guess there's a menu somewhere on one of those platforms, I guess. I don't know. If it's not YouTube or YouTube TV or Friendly, I don't know. But I hear there was a CNN town hall with Donald Trump last night. Well, CNN town hall with Donald Trump was everything, apparently, you'd expect it to be from the former president. There were times when vintage Trump roared back with a vengeance. He called the moderator, if you could say that, Caitlin Collins, a nasty person for her persistent interruptions. Without a doubt, this was CNN's most significant ratings draw, well, except for me, and probably you too, in quite some time. Some answers Trump had would surely trigger liberal America. Okay, especially considering the verdict of the defamation trial brought by E. Jean Carroll, who accused Trump of raping her in the 1990s. The former president must fork over $5 million to Ms. Carroll in a legal action even anti-Trump conservatives knew was hot garbage. Trump called Carroll a whack job. Dylan Byers from at Dylan Byers on Twitter wrote this. Note, the CNN town hall was a 90-minute broadcast. Pay attention here. Though the network expected the actual event to go as long as 75 minutes. Because, they have all the commercials and the talking, blah, 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 blah. They stopped it at less than 70. 90 minutes? Yeah, probably go 75. No, 70. In other words, they could have gone longer if they wanted. They could have gone the entire 90. They could have pushed it further than that even, which is usually what executives do with big rating draws. They could have made it go the entire time. If people are watching and they can see that, they just like, keep it going. They decided to downshift that mug. It wasn't going well. John Ziegler tweeted at Ziegerman Freud is his Twitter handle. And he tweeted, "No real conservative loathes Donald Trump more than me, but this verdict is total garbage." This was a comment to Andy Ngo's tweet. Former President Trump has been found not liable for raping E. Jean Carroll. However, the New York City civil trial jury found him liable for sexual abuse and defamation against her. The damages he is told to pay is $5 million. Carroll says Trump raped her in a busy department store. Okay. John Ziegler comments this. Here's a couple of problems with all this. We're going to kind of put these stories together. She doesn't know what year it happened. Now, I do not. Okay, let me, before I finish this, the penalty for rape should be you get put in a wood chipper, feet first, slowly. And when you pass out, you get woken up. They put a bunch of stuff in your body to keep you awake. So you do not go into shock. They put meth in you for days. And then they slowly, toe by toe, foot by foot, ankle by ankle, shin by shin, drop you in a wood chipper. That's what I think that should happen to rapists. She doesn't know what year it happened. It was a TV show with the exact same plot happening at the same time. The Access Hollywood tape came out well before she made her claim public. And now she has a big political motive. It just stinks. The whole thing just stinks. And it's a shame because it really makes it more difficult, and it shouldn't, for people who actually get attacked. Townhall.com tweeted this. I swear I've never done that. I swear I have no idea who the hell. She's a whack job. All right. Former President Donald Trump called the verdict by the federal jury that he was liable for sexual abuse, quote, a rigged deal, end quote, during a primetime town hall of Republicans and independent voters Wednesday evening in a crucially early presidential primary state. The town hall held at St. Anselm's College in New Hampshire came one day after the jury in New York City found Trump liable for sexual abusing writer E. Jean Carroll in an upscale Manhattan department store nearly 3 decades ago, 30 years ago, but not liable for the rape of Carroll accused Trump of committing. Along with trashing the verdict, Trump claimed that Carroll was a whack job. The former president also reiterated that he had never met this woman and claimed that this is a fake story, a made-up story. And if that doesn't get the left-wingers' blood boiling even more, what he said about the January 6th riot will be the topic of discussion for CNN and MSNBC for the rest of the week. Trump said that he would pardon many of the January 6th defendants who've been convicted on federal charges. Supposedly, a New Hampshire voter asked, "Will you pardon the January 6th rioters who were convicted of a federal offense?" I'm inclined to pardon many of them. What they have done to these people? They've persecuted these people. They are living in hell right now. This is some of the stuff that you missed because either you're like me and you don't even know how to get CNN on your TV anymore. Because I know I don't. I guess I could have gotten them online. I could have put in CNN.com. Yeah, but I didn't. Remember, they were saying stuff like the attack was worse than 9/11 and Pearl Harbor. The hyperbole was off the chain. The riot almost destroyed the country, they were saying. January 6th was a riot, but it wasn't an armed rebellion or an insurrection. There weren't piles of bodies. The left is trying to make this akin to when the British burned Washington to the ground during the War of 1812. The only person who was shot and killed was Ashley Babbitt. I keep saying that. So it's so important. Whatever you think about January 6th, when I heard this was going on, I was like, oh trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. Um, but the only person who was killed, shot and killed, was Ashley Babbitt, and she was killed by a Capitol police officer. Her officer-involved shooting death remains marred in controversy. No Capitol police officers were killed either. The late Officer Brian um, Sicknick died of natural causes, but the liberal media weaponized his death for weeks before the medical examiner report debunked the entire show. Right? Although congressional Democrats played a part in hamstringing the proper and rapid security response for the case of the Capitol ground becoming chaotic. They did. Democrats wanted to use the riots to smear the GOP as extremists during the 2022 midterms, but the economy bottomed out. Oh, killed them. The primetime hearings never caught on with the public. They don't want to hear about it anymore, who have long since moved on from this little dust up. For the GOP, they got too comfortable, too overconfident that the Biden's gross incompetence would overshadow some candidates who were less than stellar and proved it on multiple occasions. The GOP ended one of the most winnable cycles, one primed for a red tsunami by barely taking the House. Now, listen to me. This is typical GOP crap. I remember working with my friends at Grass Fire Nation, and me and my friend Dwayne Lester did online election coverage before a lot of people were doing online election coverage. We did that way before a bunch of people were doing it. Long time ago. 2000. It was Barack Obama's second terms when the GOP looked at all the metrics, the economy, everything, and said there is no way that Barack Obama can win this election. No way he can win this election. Look at his numbers, and they just got fat, sassy, and happy, and got their heads kicked in, which is typical GOP stuff. I've said this 1,000 times, and if you know me personally and you know my work locally, you'll say the GOP doesn't do its work. If there was a problem in the 2022 midterms, is that the GOP at every freaking level, from the national level to the state level to the local level, refused to do their work. This past election cycle, was the first time since we've been in our home since 1999 that someone from the Republican Party has knocked on my door or has left a door hanger on my door. And it's only because the person who did it, I work with somewhere else. And I appreciate her greatly. But it isn't like they targeted my house or my neighborhood and said, "Hey, listen, let's go into these neighborhoods that we don't have voters in and see if we can get voters." They didn't do it. They still won't. In just a few months, we're going to continue as candidates show up. We're going to see. Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. If you know about Red River TV and my friend Kevin and Janelle Batts, you know that they are some of the best people ever. You know that they are real, they are legitimate, they have such great character, and they have been on this path since 2015. Kevin used to listen to my show on Blog Talk Radio and was on with me. And then when we started doing videos, was on with me doing videos. And in 2015, because I started in 2008, in 2015, Red River TV was born, and it was born out of Red River Chronicle. And they have been concentrating on Texas and Oklahoma politics with some emphasis on national politics. All that time, they made a decision last week, I think, to stop their political commentary and continue some of the other things they were doing. I am sad about that because they're smart. I'm not super sad because I can still get their input and their intellect, and you can't. But you will hear them through me and countless others or their personal friends. They are continuing their media business and expanding it. Kevin and Janelle are interested in leaving a legacy for their children and doing the things that God would have them do. I wanted to give a big shout out to Kevin and Janelle, and tell them that we here in this household, Debbie and Willie love you. Debbie, Willie, and Alex, my son, we love you, and we want nothing but God's best for you. All right, we got to get out of here. Listen, thank you ever so much for dropping by in the Morning Report. Again, my name is Willie Lawson. The Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. Until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.